Welcome back to Jitter, fellow listeners. This is the home of spine-chilling, horror content, where each podcast brings a new nightmare to life. As the fiery glow of the campfire illuminates the darkness, I invite you to gather close. For I have woven 3 tales of terror to send shivers down your spine. A tale of the Navajo skinwalkers. A group of friends were camping in the heart of Navajo land, surrounded by the stunning desert and towering mesas. As night fell, they huddled around the campfire, telling ghost stories to pass the time. One of the friends, who was a Navajo, began to tell a story about the skinwalkers. At first, the group laughed, thinking it was just a silly legend. But as the friend continued, the laughter died down and was replaced by a sense of unease. The friend spoke of the skinwalkers as evil witches who can take the form of any animal they desire and use their powers for evil. He described a time when a skinwalker terrorized his village, killing and devouring its victims. The group listened with growing fear as he spoke of the hopelessness that gripped the village, and how they tried everything to rid themselves of this evil, but nothing worked. And then, he told them of the brave soul who stepped forward to take on the skinwalker. The tension was palpable as the friend's voice lowered, and he described the night that the skinwalker was finally defeated. He told of the fight, how the skinwalker used all of its powers to try and defeat the brave soul, but in the end, the brave soul emerged victorious. Just as the group started to breathe a sigh of relief, the friend dropped the bombshell. He revealed that the brave soul who defeated the skinwalker was actually him, and that the curse of the skinwalker still lived within him. As he finished his story, he started to change, his eyes becoming darker and his skin taking on a bestial appearance. The group scrambled to their feet, trying to escape, but it was too late. The skinwalker had claimed its next victim, and there was no escaping the horrors that awaited them in the heart of Navajo land. In the end, the surviving friends of the group realized that their friend's story was not just a tale, but a warning. The legend of the skinwalkers was all too real, and those who dared to enter their territory did so at their own peril. The Circus of Souls, the twisted tale of Chuckles the Clown. In the depths of a stormy night, a small traveling circus stood in the shadows, its tents flapping violently in the wind. Among its performers was a clown named Chuckles, known for his silly antics and infectious laughter. But little did Chuckles know, he was about to uncover a truth far more sinister than anything he could ever have imagined. One night, while rummaging through the circus library, Chuckles stumbled upon an ancient, tattered book. It was filled with the dark history of clowns, detailing how they were once used to tell tales of death and despair to entertain royalty in medieval times. He read of a clown named Grimaldi, who sold his soul to the devil in exchange for fame and fortune, becoming the most famous clown of his time. But with each performance, innocent people would mysteriously disappear, their souls claimed by Grimaldi and the devil. Chuckles couldn't shake the haunting feeling that consumed him as he delved deeper into the pages of the book. He felt as though Grimaldi's evil gaze was upon him, and every time he turned around, he saw the twisted smile of the devilish clown. The more he read, the more Chuckles realized that the circus he had called home for so long was built upon a foundation of darkness and evil. That night, as the circus prepared for its final performance, Chuckles vanished without a trace. But just as the last performance was about to begin, Chuckles suddenly appeared in the ring. He was no longer the silly clown, but a twisted and demonic entity, his eyes black as coal and his smile a grotesque grin. The horrified audience watched in terror as Chuckles performed a macabre dance, each step bringing him closer to them. And with a final cackle, Chuckles vanished into the darkness, taking the souls of the entire audience with him. Days passed and no trace of the circus or its performers was ever found. It was as though they had vanished into thin air. But those who dared to whisper of the evil clown and the sinister circus spoke of a cursed traveling show that appeared only in the dead of night, its tents flapping violently in the wind. Those who entered never returned, their souls claimed by Grimaldi, forever trapped in a never-ending cycle of death and despair. And to this day, It is said that the cursed circus still travels the land, seeking new souls to claim, its twisted and demonic clown forever searching for its next victims. The Cursed Town, a tale of horror and survival. Jack and Sarah were a young couple traveling through a remote, rural area on a road trip. They had heard of a small town known for its quaint charm and stunning beauty and decided to stop for a night. However, as they entered the town, they noticed that something was off. The streets were deserted, and the few people they did see looked pale and sickly. They checked into a rundown motel and went to a local diner for dinner. The food they were served tasted strange, but they thought it was just regional cuisine. However, as the night went on, they began to feel sick and dizzy. They went back to the motel, but as they tried to rest, they heard strange noises coming from outside. When they looked out the window, they saw a group of people walking towards the motel, all dressed in ragged clothes and with an unnatural gleam in their eyes. Jack and Sarah quickly locked the door, but the people outside started pounding on it, demanding to be let in. It was then that the couple realized the horrifying truth: the people of this town were cannibals, and they were the next meal. Panicking, Jack and Sarah escaped through the window and ran into the woods. Jack tried to protect Sarah as they stumbled through the darkness, trying to find their way back to the main road. But as they ran, they were caught by the townspeople. Jack was overpowered and taken, while Sarah managed to escape. Sarah ran for miles until she finally reached a main road and was able to call the police. When the police arrived, they found no trace of the cannibals or Jack. Sarah was questioned and eventually charged with her husband's murder, as the police thought she had killed him in a fit of madness. A year went by, and Sarah's name was cleared after another couple traveling through a neighboring town reported a similar experience. The police finally realized the truth about the cannibalistic town and began a full-scale investigation. However, they found no trace of the cannibals or the town, which seemed to have vanished into thin air. But the truth was far more gruesome. The town was hidden deep in the forest, and the cannibals had been living there for generations. They were a cult-like group, worshipping an ancient deity that demanded human sacrifice. The townspeople lured travelers to the town with promises of beauty and charm, only to capture them and sacrifice them to their deity. Jack was taken to a dark, damp basement where he was tied to a wooden table. The cannibals surrounded him, chanting and praying to their deity as they sharpened their knives. Jack screamed and begged for mercy, but his pleas fell on deaf ears. The cannibals began to carve into his flesh, slowly and deliberately, savoring each bite as they feasted on his body. Sarah, meanwhile, was left to live with the memory of what happened to her husband. She would spend the rest of her life trying to spread the word about the dangers of that cursed town, hoping to save others from the same fate that befell her and Jack. But the town and its cult-like inhabitants remain a dark and terrifying mystery, their existence unknown to the outside world. And so, the memory of Jack's brutal death remains a haunting legacy, a warning to all who venture into the unknown depths of the forest. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more terror-filled content. Until the next time. Stay safe and keep the lights on. We'll see you in the next story.